Hey everyone, it's Pig for Life. Thanks again for joining us this Tuesday evening for a live stream review of Ocular Max slash Mastermind Creations' newest figure from their all built-in Defensor slash Predictobots group. This is PS-25 Navigant, their version of MP Streetwise. As you guys know, if you've been watching me at all the last few years, the all built-in series from Ocular Max has been my absolute favorite and the one that I've been looking forward to most. Um, so I'm really excited to finally get the second figure of this set. That said, let me apologize in advance. My voice is really bad because I'm fighting a cold. Let me give some quick shout outs real quick before we get started. Hey, Frankie Lawless, Jeremy M, Mike Rogers, Eddie Castillo, and I think that's it for now. Hey, Princeton, how's it going? So let's get started with packaging. Pretty standard packaging, very thin packaging. He's actually very tiny. Nice artwork by Chigo King on the front as usual. You can kind of see how he stacks up with the rest of the crew on the side here in terms of overall height. I don't think that's actually to scale because they're sitting back to back. They're not on the same level, but you can get an idea, and we'll take a look at him next to Medicus in a bit. Just more artwork here. On the back, you can see how he fits in to the leg here for their Defensor. All this transformation stuff, very G1 inspired, and then obviously the information and the G1 style tech specs, which they always do give you a little bit of red cellophane, so you can take a look at that. So that's it for the box. Again, really nice stuff. Let me first, as usual, do a shout out to all the team members that contributed to this. So design was done by AK and Macrotron, and then Sculpt, Macrotron, and Rick A. Packaging and artwork by Chigo King. Photography by Hard Return, aka Ian Reed. Video and manual by me, which will be coming out tomorrow. And then obviously powered by Mastermind Creation. So the official video manual will be on their YouTube channel. That'll come out tomorrow most likely. Out of the packaging, you get a couple of things. You get the plastic casing for Streetwise or Navigant. You get a little baggie of accessories. So he just comes with 2 additional heads and a gun. Hopefully the stream is going okay today. Last time I know there were a lot of issues with the sound and it cutting off and everything like that. So hopefully that's working better. You also get the manual, the stack card or bio card, cardboard card here, and you can see the stats. Again, we already talked about the red cellophane, and then the instructions. The instructions are actually pretty good. There are a couple things that they don't really mention or they don't show. It's hard to show in the manual itself, but it's pretty easy to follow. And once you get this done once, I think you'll be set. One of the great things about the designs from AK in particular and Macrotron are that they're like simple and nothing too crazy. They're not too frustrating. They're simple and elegant, which is why I love this set. So out of the plastic shell, you do get a little piece of plastic to protect the figure itself. And I've removed it, but there's actually a additional set of plastic that they put right over the windshield to protect that in particular. But it comes in robot mode for the most part. You just got to straighten out his toes. The one thing I noticed in mine, I believe, and we'll go through it later, is there's a bit of internal workings that may not have been transformed for you. Mine, I don't believe was, but I might be wrong on that. So, but here he is out of packaging. He looks quite nice. The one thing I will say is I was very shocked when I got it out of the packaging. He was lighter than I was expecting, but I didn't do any comparisons with any other figures. We will do some weight and everything like that in a bit. Hey, Mariano. Hey, Inu Tabby. McLutergy, Transfan, Travis White, Jay Stabler, Xpoxy, Gabriel, and hopefully I got most everyone else. The other thing was the color is a bit grayer than I was expecting, but I think everyone kind of expects Streetwise to be gray. in comparison to some of the other figures that we got or versions that we got, which will show off in a bit, like X-Transbots. I do like this color a bit better. Doing a quick 360, he does basically come already set for you. You can see he's actually quite clean. The one thing that he does have is a little bit of gappage here, as you can see into the sides, kind of where his obliques are. But other than that, he's very clean, very cleaned up here. No backpack whatsoever. He does kind of have like Popeye arms with these parts of the front fender on here, but that's really about it. Otherwise, it looks really good. Looking at his head sculpt and paint, you can see it's nice metallic blue visor, nice red details, nice and crisp paint. That's one thing that Mastermind Creations tends to do really well. Even these small details here are nicely crisply done. Rubber tires, silver paint on the hubcaps or rims, whatever you want to call them. I don't think this figure has any die cast. In comparison, we'll look at the other heads. So he has one screaming head, as you can see here, and one smiling head, and then the stock kind of grumpy head. Very easy to swap out. It's just on a ball peg. Just pop that out. It goes actually to the bottom of the neck, which is kind of interesting. Usually see it come into the head, but that's because this is a transforming head joint. So here he is with the happy face. Hey Mariana, he's already shipping. Some people already have him. Excuse me. Aside from his two heads, additional heads, he does have his gun. It works kind of like some of the other Ocular Max guns, where the peg is in the back, where it goes kind of into the heel of the hand, as opposed to the palm of the hand. Like so. Tabs in very securely, closes up, no problem whatsoever. Really quickly, while I do remember it, let's go ahead and weigh him, because like I said, one of the first impressions was I felt like he felt pretty light, but that was just my first impression. Let's see, he is 5.6 ounces. That's the equivalent of 160 grams. In comparison to Medicus, who is 228 grams or 8 ounces. And here is X-Transbot's Fuzz with his gun. He's about 8 ounces, a little bit less than 8 ounces, 7.9 ounces, or 222 grams. So he is considerably lighter than his counterparts here. And since we have them out, we'll do a quick comparison of them just so you can see what they look like. Dare says Fuzz is one of the worst figures of all time. He's not the best. I definitely will say that. And especially this weird color that they have, I really don't like that. Other figures, since we're doing comparisons already. I mean, I think that should be good, right? You guys get the idea. If you guys want any other comparisons, go ahead and donate $1.99, and I'll do a comparison with a figure of your choice. As long as I have him, obviously, have him or her in my collection. I've had most of the standard MPs and so forth, so we have an ongoing thing with that there. But I do think he looks really good with Medicus. They stand almost head to head. He's a little bit shorter, but design-wise, they look really good. All right, what else do we have? Let's go into articulation. I apologize. Articulation-wise, like I said, his ball peg goes into his neck, so he does have a little bit of range on the neck itself. And then his head is on a hinge. It's actually a transformation joint. You can see there's like a sliding pin joint that goes up and down. So you can get a full look up as if you were flying. You can go 360 on the swivel. His shoulders are actually hinged really low. You can see here they're down pretty far. It's fine, but it does kind of look a little weird and low from there. It does hinge out to the side. You can go out like so. He does have a bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows, which give you more than 90 degrees there. A wrist swivel. And for transformation, he has this hinge joint at the wrist, so you can get a little bit of inward, outward movement going on. Not a lot. I wouldn't count it as part of articulation. His fingers are individually sculpted, but they are all curled, and there's no joint aside from the one at the base of the fingers. His thumb joint is on a kind of ball peg that can rotate around. No other articulation points on the hand. Coming to his midsection or waist, he can go 360. He also has an ab crunch, so you can see here. He goes 90 degrees. Nice and tight as well. The other thing that I thought was kind of weird is how the hip skirts are done. They do just open up, but the way that it's sculpted, it's kind of weird. So like if you lift the front leg up, the side goes out too because of the way this is molded. So it's just kind of interesting. It's not a big deal. I just found that kind of weird. And then it's also kind of weird because the crotch piece is very flat as well. So when these move up, the crotch piece doesn't move up. I guess very minor things that I'm noticing. Legs can go up 90 degrees, back 90 degrees, out 90 degrees. Nice stiff friction joints. He has the hidden thigh swivel here. He has a nice tight knee joint, friction knee joint. It almost feels like ratcheted because there's like a definitive click here and definitive click. Well, yeah, kind of at 45, there's a definitive click there. Coming down to his feet are actually done really interestingly. The back part is actually pegs into the foot, and the whole thing has an ankle tilt, like so. So decent amount of ankle tilt. The toe only has downward articulation, doesn't have any up. Well, I guess it does have a little bit of upward, but not a bunch. And the heel itself doesn't move unless you untab it, and then you can, I guess, make use of that. But again, that's not how it's designed. I think that's it for articulation. Hopefully I didn't miss anything here. Sorry I'm missing all the questions probably, but if you have any questions, just try to save it for the end. Oh, also, there is a poll that I did just for fun. These live streams, I've been doing polls. Which figure from Ocular Max, this line, are you looking forward to next? So I put Hotspot, Blades, who else was there? I put Rook as a joke, and Groove, obviously. So cast your vote there. I actually know who's going to be next, and if you stick around to the end, I'll actually show you some photos that MMC sent me of the prototype so I can share with you guys on this live stream. All right, so I think that's it for robot mode. We did comparisons, we did articulation, we did weight, height, and everything like that, so I think we're good. All right, let's go ahead and get into transformation. Like I said, the transformation is pretty easy, but there are a couple things that you just want to make note of, and there are small little idiosyncrasies. But once you get it done, it's pretty easy. We're going to go from robot mode to alt mode, and alt mode to combined mode, and then reverse. So it's going to be pretty long, but just bear with me. It's pretty simple as well. All right, the first thing we'll do is we're going to untab the chest here, or at least the belly, and then pull up on the chest. You want to tuck this underneath, and then up here you want to flip this out. This is where the lights are. You want to come out, rotate this around like 180, and then flip the light bar around. Do not forget this, or it'll look really weird. And if you forget to flip it around when you try to transform it back, there's not enough room. So just remember to do that. We want to rotate this 180 degrees, and we'll just leave it like that for now. Coming to the arms, yeah, let's do the arms first. So the arms have an interesting mechanism. So I said that I don't think mine was transformed correctly because I don't think these parts were out initially. But you see these like thin plastic pieces here? They actually hold the arms in here and here, and they did basically just give stability to the uh, to the basically the shoulders and everything like that. So we'll untab these. And while we're here, we'll just transform the hands. The hands are pretty easy too. You flip this open. There's a little flap here. Flip that closed. Make sure that this little sliding piece is pushed all the way down. And then you want to rotate the hand 180. Then slide that up. And then rotate the hand in. You do want to keep the thumb down like this, but you want to keep the fingers open because that little cover here actually fills in that gap, like so. All right, so we'll do the same thing on this side really quickly. Open this up, close the flap. Make sure that this is slid all the way down. If it should be already. Rotate the hand all the way around, slide it up, and then rotate it in with the fingers open, thumb down, and then close that up like so. All right, with that out the way, we'll go ahead and flip the fenders. They only properly rotate one way, so kind of push it to the bottom part backwards, like so. All right, now we'll deal with the back and the head. So you want to untab at the base of the back here, like so. Bring this out. You can fold these stabilization arms in. You can pull the neck back like so. You want to rotate the head backwards 180 degrees and then flip it up. So pretend like it was looking up. So if you had it tabbed in, it would look like this. So bring this down. This piece here are the two pieces of fenders. We want to rotate them this way so that they fold up. So it was like this. You want to fold them and tab the bumper together. That's be the front bumper from front of the car, and then rotate it around. And the head will basically sit right underneath where I guess right underneath the hood where the engine bay would be. All right, but we're going to leave this open for now. From here, we're going to do two things. We're going to fold this flat into the body and then simultaneously rotate the shoulders 180 degrees so the hands are facing up. There are tabs here. So you want to tab this, and then you want to tab the hands in, but you want to put this head in first. If you tab the forearms in to the main body before moving the head in, you won't have enough clearance. So put the head in, tab in the arms to either side of the main body. Bring this up and around. You'll see these tab in to the front. And then there's like kind of over like hooks on the hood here. So you kind of want to push back and down. So it clips over top like so. All right, and that's basically the front of the car. All right, next up, we are going to work the lower body. We're going to rotate 180 degrees at the waist, and then take each leg at a time. Very simple. Come to the back. We're going to open up the leg. We're going to fold this straight, so it tabs in here. We're going to flip the toe straight down so it's flat. Open up this panel where the toe's attached. Rotate this in. The car door here is going to swing out. It's on an interesting small slider. It doesn't really require you to be up or down to get this in or out. Doesn't matter. But once you rotate this all the way around, like so, make sure to get the side view mirror flipped out. And you can see how the door closes to become the side of the car. That space that was opened up where the door was, you just want to put the toe in there. And from here, oh, before I forget, you do want to untab the knees. So the knees you want to pull out like so. Yeah, from here it's pretty standard like leg transformation, car body transformation. You want to rotate this all the way around. The one thing that you want to be mindful of is that these two pieces, these two slots are in alignment. So they make a straight line here, and then you'll close this up. That will tab in here if you did properly, and then we'll close this up and clean this up in a bit. But that's basically how you work the leg. Same thing on the other side here. So come to the back, open it up, point the toes, bring the toe and the inner leg out, bring out the door, swing it all the way around, bring out the side view mirror, fold in the toe, and then fold all this assembly in, and then we're going to rotate again here. Oh, sorry, I didn't straighten this out. Like so. We're going to close this up. And now we're just going to do a bunch of cleanup. So obviously the two, again, making sure that this slot is aligned correctly when you fold it in, because this tab has to fit in correctly there. So if you're having trouble closing up that gap, it's because you transformed the legs incorrectly. All right, so the two back halves, the legs come together. There's a tab that goes into the side of the arm here. Same thing on this side here. And then you can see how the doors close. Before we do that, really quickly, oops, sorry. You want to make sure that you do have storage for this. So this is one of my minor complaints, is that it does have weapon storage in alt mode, like all the other built-ins have from Ocular Max. The problem is this one doesn't have a tab or anything to secure. You basically just throw it in this gap here and just hope it doesn't fall out. But in any case, you do that. You can close up the doors. And you want to close up the hood, the windshield here. Just push down on there. Close the doors. There are tabs that are underneath this windshield piece that go into the forearms. Just give it a squeeze, and it should close up at the gap as much as possible. I saw somebody post about that. I do think the tab could be a little bit stronger because it does float up sometimes, but as you can see, it's pretty clean here. Last thing we do is these knees. You want to tab them in, so you don't just push straight down. You want to push down and then forward towards the front of the car. So don't just try to jam it down. It's kind of a diagonal forward and down, like that. And with that, you have Navigant or Streetwise in his alt mode. I think it looks really, really nice. The gray color does make it look kind of toyish, because it's not like glossy or anything like that. I think that's because they're trying to go for an animation type look, which makes sense. But you may or may not like that. Obviously, I can't do a direct comparison on the live stream with this guy, but I do think X-Transbots tend to have super accurate alt modes. That's kind of one of their things. So it does look more accurate, like a real-life car. But this looks really good, especially for a cartoon car. Very clean. You can't see really any of the robot bits from below. He does have his exhaust and everything like that. Even the windshield wiper details that are here, the cutout here. But yeah, like I said, it does bother me that the gun doesn't tab in at all. I think they could have done that. It just rattles in here. In comparison to another car bot, you can see him next to my Streak, which is always my comparison of choice. They're about nose to nose, front to back. I think Streak is a little bit longer, but they scale really well together. About the same width overall. You know, the colors, I didn't even think about it, but the colors really do match really well, even on the back. So yeah, if they had painted this one more of a realistic color, I would really like it, I think. Hey, Lowell, how's it going? Sorry, I missed up probably a lot of folks. Hey, G Tony, Buddha, Big M. But yeah, it looks really nice. It rolls really well. Like I said, it has rubber tires. Feels really solid. I would say that, you know, sometimes you do get figures from MMC or Ocular Max. The first fronts tend to be a little bit looser. This one feels really well tuned in with the joints everywhere and the tabbing. Like I said, the only other thing I would say is if they tightened up this tab just a little bit to make it stay a little bit flatter. But mine actually does a pretty good job. So from here, Well, we're going to go into his combined mode. It's pretty simple. Oh, sorry, I should show off that. Again, we've already seen it, but the other complaint I have is the door opens, but the the side mirror windows don't. They're not attached here, so it looks kind of weird because you have the door open and the window's still there. But that's the only other like kind of playability. Like these don't do anything or anything like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into combined mode. Sorry, like I said, I'm struggling with trying not to cough. So if I go silent, it's because I'm muffling a cough. So let's open the doors up real quick. Untab these sides a bit. Let's just lift these. And then we we want to pull up on here. We're just going to take this out because it's going to fall. Pull up on this section here and get this gray piece out. So partial to fake faux hood kind of thing. We're going to get that out. We're going to pull up and release this. We want to untab the arms. And then we're going to bring the head forward like so. And we're going to bring this basically downward. But before we do that, we need to deal with the bottom. So split this section at the bottom. We're going to want to open up these doors. Or not doors, flaps. And they're going to remain open. All right, so we can close this back up now. Do the two halves together. And so this is going to fold down. But before we do that, we need to break the bumper. And it's actually in the opposite direction of robot mode. So you want to have it facing this way so that it sticks out like this. We're going to fold this straight down like so. These are going to kind of close up like this. The arms next. There are two things that you want to do with the arms. First thing you want to do is you want to bend it 90 degrees at the lower. So if this is the arm, the lower elbow joint, not the top one. Keep the top one straight. Bend that at that joint and then like just push it back. You'll hear it click into place. And you'll know you did it right because the tab will align with this hole here. Second thing is there's this little piece here, which I'm guessing is to secure the knee or die cast piece or whatever, the combiner joint that comes from hotspot. But you want to pull this around and then fold it flat. And then you can tab this in again, like so. This should go underneath like that. Once again, you can tab in the door, close that up like so. Same thing on this side. So again, we want to bend at the lower elbow joint, so this towards the forearm, that joint. That's what's kind of hard to illustrate or was hard to just kind of see. They try to explain it, but it's hard to explain. Just bend it at that lower joint. Make sure to rotate this little piece out and flip this down. Then you can tab that in. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. All right, this little piece comes in underneath. Tab in the door mechanism, close the door here. The one place that is also a little bit difficult to get to is there's a little tab here that helps secure everything into place. You definitely need some kind of spudger or something like that to get in here, just to flip this little tab out. We're just gonna re-tab in the front windshield, and then this faux piece that we flipped out, that's gonna tab in right here. And with that, we have Streetwise in leg mode. So you can see how they try to make it wider, not just so it's a thin piece. And if you guys didn't know, you guys are probably asking, where's the foot and everything like that? That's all the combiner joints and like the endoskeleton is actually part of hotspot and comes out of there. It'll fold out a hotspot, and I'm guessing it will lock into place. It'll probably tab in on both sides here and go into the back here. Probably go around some of these pieces. I'm not really sure. Come in here. I'm guessing these tabs will tab into it, and then the foot will come out here. So, hey Matt, how's it going? Yeah. Someone said that's a fair concern. I don't know what that was. I'm worried about hotspot onslaught was the biggest problem for Bruticus. Yeah, that is a very, very fair point. I was going to say that as well. It made their onslaught very bulky and kind of disproportioned. But from what I saw so far in the renders and everything like that, that doesn't seem to be as much of a case for hotspot. But really quickly, just so you guys can have an idea of how big it is compared to their other combiner, I just brought out my Assaultus. Just so you can see how the cav looks in terms of proportion. So it looks a little small, to be honest, compared to the two leg bots that we got before. But I also think they probably need to do that to keep it in scale with Groove, Groove being like a motorcycle and all. And again, from the renders that we've seen, it does look really well proportioned. One of the things that people had complained about with Assaultus is that he does look kind of weirdly proportioned. So just to show off again a little what we can see, you can see him as the left leg here. And again, he looks pretty well proportioned, but he does definitely look a little bit bulkier. You can see Medicus's arm mode does look pretty bulky. But yeah, that is it for transformation. Like I said, pretty easy. No real complaints here. Everything feels pretty solid. Again, it's hard to judge without having the other part combine in. Can't tell you how solid it is. Also, like if you squeeze on, if you're trying to manipulate it using the back, you can push some of this plastic around. But again, that might not be an issue because you probably won't be able to push it in because there's probably a foot piece here that holds it solid here. So again, I got to reserve judgment on the combine mode rigidity until we actually get hotspot. But overall, I think it looks good. They did a good job trying to fill it out again. And again, the transformation was dead simple. I don't understand how they made this such an easy transformation, clean transformation, when this one just getting into car mode was just maddening. It was just migraine inducing. All right, so that's really it for the review for the most part. I will transform it backwards just to make it easier for folks. I always do that. So we're going to go ahead and transform it back into car and then back into robot. So first things we'll do is we'll just untab a bunch of pieces, fold this in. We'll untab the arms. I just like loosening up everything basically. We're going to go ahead and pull up on this section. Make sure you do open the doors and untab the door mechanism, the hinge there. You do want to split the legs. All right, so we'll just bring this up out of the way for now. And then get the arms straightened. So let's just flip this tab piece, which I assume will lock into the combiner joint. Fold those or rotate those down. We're going to straighten out the arms. Make sure that we close the front bumper like so. I'm going to rotate this up. And as before, tab in the forearms to that center structure. Tab in the bumper into the front. Push back and down to get this hooked. This hood hooked around like so. We can already close up the legs here. Close the two halves. If these were open, you can go ahead and just, again, push down and forward at the same time, not just straight down and forward. If you want to throw this in here, you can. You don't really need to. But now there's just a bunch of cleanup. Fold up the faux hood. Oh, I kind of want to show you. See, there's a small tab right underneath here that goes into the forearm. That's what keeps the windows aligned like that. So there he is. We already got from combine mode into alt mode. And now, once again, alt mode into robot mode. Open the doors. Flip these up. Pull up on the hood again, the windshield again. Get this out of place here. We're going to split the legs and open it up. And then we'll unfurl the legs. So let's just get these doors out of the way. We're going to straighten out each leg. Once again, be mindful when you're rotating it this way to make sure that the lines here on the rotating pieces are in alignment here, that little gap. That's where that's going to fit in. We're going to pull out the foot assembly or toe assembly. Rotate the toe forward. This piece is going to fold in, and then before you tuck it in, remember to rotate in the side view mirror. I'm going to fold this closed. We're going to bend this 90 degrees because that tab is going to go into the back of the toe. And again, making sure that that piece here is straight is what will allow you to very easily tab this in. So focus on that. And then if your knees are still up, just close that again, pushing down and forward. Same thing on the other side. I'm being very detailed and meticulous, but you guys can tell that this is a very easy transformation. Very fun. Nothing feels like it's going to break or anything like that. Rotate this. Get the foot down. Get this tabbed in to the back of the toe there. All right, the legs are done. We do want to rotate at the waist 180 degrees. Dealing with the arm. My apologies. Dealing with the arms, the front, pull up on the hood, bring this down. Remember to split or untab the arms to get the head to come down, the whole assembly to come down like so. We're going to pull up on these arm pieces, rotate these around. While we're here, let's not forget about these stabilization pieces that come out to the side, and they will tab in to these slots here, but we'll do that in a bit. Let's deal with the back here. So the first thing we'll do is we want to rotate the hood down. Wait, did I do it the wrong way? Oh yeah, there we go. Rotate it down, split it like so. And you'll see it tucks in and levels out with the backpack. So it's the opposite of what we did before, right? So before, when we did it in combine mode, we rotated it this way and then rotated it so these stuck out lower. Do not do that. Make sure you rotate these, the hood, the fender, bumper, 180 degrees inward, like that. That will also reveal the tab slot that will correspond to this tab here. And you have to get these out of the way, or else you won't have the necessary clearance to close up the backpack. So with that, we can close up the backpack. The neck also tabs in like so. The head, we'll just get face forward, rotate that around. All right, let's deal with the chest first really quick. So we're going to rotate 180 degrees. We want to rotate the light bar 180 degrees. Again, you need that for clearance. Flip that all the way around and in like so. Oops, sorry, got to open that up. Like so. Flip out the faux hood piece like that. And then we're going to deal with these pieces. So these little, I don't know, cylindrical pieces go in right here, right next to that screw. So we want to bend at this joint here and then tab that in. And all that, it's not even super wholly necessary. It just creates a little bit more rigidity so that these pieces here won't move as much when you're articulating them. And it really actually shouldn't be a problem because this chest tabs up in here anyway. So I actually don't know why they felt the need to do that, because this tabs it and holds it in place. So anyway, they decided to do that. The arm, rotate it around, open up the panel on the inside, rotate the hand out, flip open this piece, close it up, slide this piece down, and then rotate at the wrist, and then we're good there. Same thing on the other side. We're going to open up this panel, flip it open, rotate this around, close this up, slide this piece down, and rotate the hand around. Did I already rotate this one? No, I didn't, sorry. And then rotate the forearm piece so it's in the correct position. And with that, we have Streetwise back in robot mode. So 40 minutes with me trying to muscle through how many transformations? 3 different modes, both directions, and with a cough and doing all the other review stuff. I think that's pretty good, not too shabby. So yeah, my final thoughts are, overall, I really like this figure. I probably don't like it as much as Medicus overall, but they're definitely both really solid figures. I was just never a big Streetwise fan. I just don't remember him as a character. But yeah, I really like Medicus. So that's just, it's not saying that this guy's bad. I just like Medicus better. And Medicus also had a lot of interesting transformation and details and a lot of engineering they had to do to hide the hand. Luckily, they didn't have to do that with their Navigant. But again, I'm really interested to see how the hotspot mechanism will work in combined mode, and how solid it will all be combined, especially since he is pretty light. I'm guessing, and I don't know this for sure, that a good amount of the skeleton that comes out of hotspot that goes into the legs will probably be either really beefy plastic or some mix of plastic and die cast to make it more rigid. But I think it looks really good. Oh wow, we have almost 80 people in here. So thanks TM for reminding folks. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the review and got something out of this, please hit the like button, subscribe. I promise I won't be super annoying and post a lot of videos. Nobody wants that, right? But yeah, I really do like this figure overall. MMC did actually let me know that for some reason their Navigant has been selling even better than their Medicus, which I thought was a surprise. But yeah, I don't know why that would even be the case. You would think that they'd sell pretty equal numbers, given that they're part of a set and a combiner. But that's what they told me. All right, so a couple things. Let me go ahead and end the poll. So if you guys haven't seen it already, there's a poll in the chat that asked which figure that you want to see next from this line from Ocular Max. The options being Hotspot, Blades, Groove, or Rook. If you guys remember, Combiner Wars Rook took the place of Groove as the leg. Wow, it started out with Blades in the lead, but at some point Hotspot took the lead. So I'm going to end the poll now. The results are with 44% of the votes. We got 90 votes. Hotspot with 44% was the one that you guys want to see next. Then Blades at 34%. Groove at 14%. And then, I don't know if this is just for the memes, but 6% of you actually voted for Rook. So thanks for participating in the live chat as well as the poll. But don't go anywhere. As I said before, the reason I did that poll is because MMC shared a couple of photos with me. I actually don't know if they posted it anywhere. Maybe these aren't new, but they sent me a couple of photos of their next figure, which is actually Blades. So give me a second. Sorry, I had to do this kind of ghetto because what's going on here? because I'm doing a live stream from my phone. I have to actually bring up the photos from my laptop. So this is going to be poor quality, as you can tell. But you can see this is a photo of their blades. This is obviously still in the prototype stage. Here's another photo, kind of at a higher angle. And then here's one kind of from the back. Yeah, this is my old computer. I haven't used a laptop in a while, or a MacBook in a while. Just use my iMac mostly. But yeah, here are 3 photos. I will post them on my Facebook page, and then I'm sure MMC will probably share them at some point. I'll try to post them on TFW as well. But yeah, so Blades will be the next figure release. Sorry for those of you that voted for Hotspot or Groove, or the 6% of you that voted for Rook. But yeah, that's it. That's the review. Happy to sit around for a little bit, not too much longer, just because my voice is killing me. But happy to answer any questions. And if you guys, I don't think anybody donated, so I don't think I owe anybody any comparisons. But yeah, did I miss any questions? Hopefully I didn't. He's so straightforward. I can't imagine you guys have a ton of questions. Transpan says it's Ignis, Ventus, and Incertus. Oh, Incertus was which one? I don't remember. Whoever says Fuzz is bad is terrible at transforming. G Tony says with a nervous sweat emoji. Typing speed reveal. Hey Halius, how's it going? Good to see you again. Hey Matt McCardle, Team Rook, boo. You had to be one of those Rook fanboys. Yeah, we want more videos. I will actually be back. Sorry, I didn't mention this as well. In addition to getting Navigant here, I did get the retail release of Tempo. I haven't even opened it, as you can see. I'll probably just do a quick comparison of this one since I already did a full review of the TFCon exclusive one. But I'll do a quick comparison just so you guys can see the difference between the colors and everything like that. So yeah, I'll definitely do that. I will be on TM Reviews, TF News Live tomorrow night on his channel, so make sure to check us out there. Let's see. Brandon says, just pre-ordered from Toy Dojo in honor of Pig fighting through. Thanks so much, Brandon. Thank you. But yeah, what else am I going to be doing? Oh, and Jive. Toy Dojo did send some Jives to me, but for some reason, Fans Toys sent the shipment of the couple of cases to me like a week later than they did for Toy Dojo. So Toy Dojo does have Fans Toys Jive, aka Jazz, already in hand, partial shipments, and they're getting more throughout the week. I should be getting Jive probably Thursday, maybe Friday at the latest. So maybe Thursday night or Friday, depending on how I sound and feel. We'll do a live stream review of him as well. I know that's highly anticipated. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to cut it off because I can barely talk now without without stifling a cough. But yeah, if you're catching this on a rewind, enjoyed the review, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions that I may have missed, leave them in the comment section. I'll answer them as soon as possible. They'll be a lot easier for me to answer than doing it live with a cough. But yeah, leave that in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah. Oh, I do still have the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. I was supposed to do that Saturday, but as you can tell, I'm sick. That's why I didn't do it. But actually, it's a good thing because I actually have a couple of other prize ideas that became available this week. So once I can talk normally, I'll be doing a live stream that details how to get in on the prize action there. But yeah, I apologize for that. But again, I'm not I'm not being lazy. I'm just dying basically. So yeah, so a lot more videos coming in the next couple weeks. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.